Good morning. One of the great difficulties of motherhood and, of course, homeschooling is that we are always amateurs, right? Because the job description changes constantly. So the people change constantly. We're dealing with personalities, which aren't a stable entity. And we are constantly having to adapt to whatever it is our kids are changing into, right? And that's ultimately, what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to grow, but 30 years in, you're still really an amateur because you haven't been a parent to a 30-year-old or a 25-year-old. You haven't been a parent to this child when they're 12 or this child when they're 16, and they're growing and changing, and that's a beautiful thing. But it also presents this sort of constant feeling like I'm not really getting very good at this. You can become really good at toddlers. You do 3 or 4 toddlers, you're going to be pretty good at it. But every toddler is a little bit different, and you have to adapt to that, and that toddler is going to grow up. So we have to look at it as an opportunity for growth, because to be in relationship is our opportunity to grow as human beings. So if we're in a relationship with a toddler who's changing, and then they become a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, we have to adapt and learn how to be in relationships. So it's a real stretch, but also a real opportunity for growth and to become, a mature person and able to relate to anybody. If you can relate to a toddler, my goodness, you pretty much got it made. There's tools we can use to help us learn to adapt and change and be less reactive, like I was talking about yesterday. And one of those tools is actually sort of a kind of out of my Catholic toolbox, which is great. But even if you're not Catholic, you can totally use this. Catholics have this thing called examination of conscience, right? And it's not meant to be a guilt trip or anything like that. It's just a recollecting of what you do during the day and how you might respond differently to the things that have been challenging for you. So I've always kind of written up my own, because to use sort of a stock examination of conscience, and there's lots, available online, to use a stock one isn't necessarily addressing your own difficulties and your own weaknesses and your own challenges. So I've generally developed my own, which of course is going to change over time. When I'm not getting enough sleep and I'm dealing with little kids and I have a baby, that there's different things that are going to set me off. Different things that are the challenges that I need to respond to. So I think that it's just a tool that we can use to improve ourselves, right? If we don't take a moment to reflect, again, it's that idea of keeping the ideal in your brain. Keep the ideal in the brain. What kind of person do I need to be to meet that ideal? So if you write it out even and keep it taped to a mirror or your bedside or whatever, then it's a visual tool as well, right? So just a reminder, okay, what is it that I want to improve on? So I think that's just something that I have found really helpful. I'm going to read you mine before I go off here. I keep it taped to my bed, but I won't show it to you because it'll come out backwards. So I'll read it to you. So it is, did I approach my day prayerfully? Did I consider how God would want me to respond to each task in my day? Did I see each small challenge as an opportunity to draw closer to God? Did I correct or discipline my children charitably and privately? Did I truly discipline as a disciple? Was I critical of my spouse or children? Did I allow my moods to affect my behavior? Do I still owe anyone forgiveness or apology? Have I failed to ask forgiveness after hurting someone? Did I offer kind words or praise to other family members when I saw opportunity to do so? Did I complain in my thoughts or in my words? Have my self-indulgences been immoderate? Did I self-indulge in things like food or pity or thinking I deserve something I don't necessarily deserve too much, right? It's okay to think about food, it's okay to think about, the difficulties you're going through and think about your own feelings. But have you delved too deeply into that and made it the focus of your life. Do I seek joy in my daily duties? Examination of conscience could be a lot shorter than this, of course, but those are just some ideas of things that have worked for me. I wonder if I can turn my camera around. Hold on, show it to you. Hey, check it. See, there it is, just taped by my med. Make it simple. Talk soon.